I usually don't create videos during the weekend, but I just came from the beach and I have a couple of hours before I go back to the beach because I want to watch the sunset because the weather here in Bali is finally getting a bit better from the rain season. But I wanted to create this video that I am calling how I went from a broke law student to a millionaire. But the title I think I wanted to use instead is how I went from being a law student to a person that has the freedom of making his own choices. And that is actually the motivator that drive me into starting with casino affiliate marketing, if that makes sense. So I'm working on another video that I'm going to release very soon. But since it's Saturday, I just kind of wanted to talk a bit in front of the camera about kind of my journey, so you guys that are watching can get to know me a bit better. So when I was a bit younger, I'm 33 now, I was actually a musician. I was playing guitar in in a rock band, and I was doing that pretty seriously. So I was touring with a band, and I really enjoyed that. But at one point, I kind of realized that I needed to do something else to kind of kickstart my career a bit. So I wrote kind of like an LSAT test here in Sweden in order to get accepted to law school, which I did. I was, I think, one of the last people that got accepted to law school. So that year I moved up to Stockholm from the south of Sweden to start attending law school. And to be honest, I actually really enjoyed it. I enjoy learning stuff, and attending law school is actually pretty interesting because you learn about society and how everything is kind of built with the laws and everything. So I really enjoyed that. So then during my second semester, I got an internship at a law firm. Pretty nice law firm. I really liked it. They were working with like IT and public procurement and stuff like that. But I kind of I got the vibe immediately of the heavy workload that a lot of the other lawyers had. For me, it was actually pretty chill. I was just sitting in the reception and getting some mail and just helping with very simple tasks. But at that point, I wasn't really doubting what I wanted to do with law. I think already in my head, I wanted to do something not different, but I wanted to do something for myself in law. Maybe I wanted to start like a small practice. I didn't really know yet. It was only in my second semester. In my third semester of law school, I had a housewarming party at the apartment that I was renting because I was renting it with a friend. And one of the guys that came to this housewarming party told me what he was doing for a living. And he said that before this, he was working at McDonald's, but now he's working with casino affiliate marketing. So he quickly explained what it was, what they were doing. And for me, I wasn't really that interested in casino. I didn't really know what it was. I've never gambled in my whole life. But it sounded very interesting, and it felt like he had a lot of freedom in his life. And obviously, he was at that point already making some good money. So I was really interested in what he had to teach me. So he kind of took me under his wings a bit and started to teach me about how everything was working. And even if he was kind of helping me, he was still a bit reserved with what he was doing, and he kind of told me to like just Google it or whatever. And I didn't really find that many resources on how to do this. But nevertheless, I was determined to try this out because in the beginning, I kind of wanted this to be a side hustle for me, so I could keep law school and become a lawyer, and also kind of have this as a secondary income. And at the beginning, it sounded like a pretty smart idea for me. So I started and I did law school, and I was doing casino affiliate marketing, and I was doing my internship at the same time. So I was working quite hard with all of this. And I was kind of surprised with the casino affiliate marketing, how much I was actually kind of enjoying it, building my own product from the ground up, like building a website, learning about SEO, and also getting to know a lot of people in the industry, because I went pretty fast into the whole partnering up with casinos. I think I did it a bit too early, but it was really nice to create these connections because a lot of people in this industry is actually very nice. So I did that, and it took me a while before I actually saw anything, moving in terms of, traffic or in terms of any revenue. So I was a bit skeptical, but I was still like kind of hearing his voice in my head saying how much they were making or he was making from his product. So it gave me some type of proof of concept that if I just put enough effort in, it's going to work. So at what point, it's kind of like a hockey stick. I didn't do well at all. But all of a sudden it was like this. So I started to make good money. For me, it was really good money. I think I was making between like maybe 4 or 5K a month from this. So then was when I kind of started realizing that maybe this is my career instead of going to law school. So I decided to just do this last semester out, and after that I'm going to quit law school and do this casino affiliate marketing stuff full time. So I continue working on this first website that I built for another year or maybe 6 months. I don't remember. It was like 2 years old when I decided to sell my first website because I felt that that was a good idea. I wanted to secure some money because I still was like kind of just reinvesting everything. Not everything, but a lot of it. I felt it was a great point in my career to sell this website and kind of use that money to reinvest in a second one. But it was also the point where I bought my first apartment in Stockholm. So I was really happy that I've been working on a project for 2 years and I was able to buy an apartment for it. I have like a NDA with the people that bought it. I don't think they care anymore, to be honest. It was a long time ago. But the first website, I sold it for between 250 and 300K euro. And obviously that was a lot of money for me, so I was super happy about that. I actually sold this website when I was here in Bali the first time, also with a group of casino affiliates. So it was my first time I went on a real vacation with friends, and it was here in Bali. And that was also when I kind of fell in love with Bali the first time. So I kind of went here for 2 months, working from a co-working space and going out for drinks and doing all of that kind of digital nomad stuff. I actually went back to Bali like 2 months later or 3 months later, but then COVID came, so I kind of had to go back to Sweden. So I did that, and COVID was actually pretty good for the industry, maybe unfortunately, because people were staying home and they were maybe gambling a bit more. So my second website that I built actually started out very good in terms of ranking. Maybe it was like 6 months old when I started seeing some decent traffic. That was actually really interesting to see. At that point, I had a friend that was in Costa Rica, and he told me that it's pretty easy to go to Costa Rica. You only needed to take the kind of shot thing. It was before the vaccine. So I went to Costa Rica and I stayed there for like 3 months and just surfed and was still working on my projects. So yeah, that was really interesting. I think I spent 1 more year working on this website. I think I didn't really have the same pace as I had before because I really wanted to do this so that I don't need to work like 8-10 hours a day. I was pretty content with working a couple of hours a day and kind of starting to automate things a lot. I was already kind of outsourcing a lot, but I think I took it to another level in terms of like outsourcing content writing and outsourcing backlink building and all of that stuff. So yeah, I was working on this website. I started my first Brazilian website because the Brazilian market was very hot. The first website I started was like a multi-geo website. And then I got actually an offer for this multi-geo website. Sorry, I don't really remember all of the years when everything happened, but I sold that website as well because they gave me a really good offer. They gave me an offer between 300K and 400K. So I sold that website as well, and I kept the Brazilian website. So then I decided to kind of move here to Bali to do my thing, to live in the sun. I met my girlfriend here, and yeah, I was just continue working. And then I actually started, I think, this YouTube channel. I started the YouTube channel, and after a while, I started the community, CasinoAffMastery, which, by the way, now in January, I'm still having a discount because January is a month where maybe people, want to change stuff about their life. So I wanted to give a small discount. I think it's like 20-25% discount. And it's also like a grandfather discount. So if you get in now, it's going to be the same price as long as you stay in the community, which I hope that you do in case you decided to join. So yeah, I was working on the community. I really enjoyed it. It was good for me to maybe diversify my income a bit. But to be honest, making YouTube videos and just talking about this stuff is enough for me. It kind of became like a hobby. So yeah, I'm doing this. And then I sold my third website. I sold the Brazilian website because I felt like, yeah, it's pretty nice to sell something off and start something new. I really like to try to find these innovative kind of ideas. I decided to start the Brazilian market with a bunch of kind of like satellite sites that were focusing very niche on like, it could be like game providers, it could be anything. I don't want to spoil too much of my strategy. So I sold that website also. It was kind of the same price, around 300 to 400K. And I bought this villa I'm in currently. I cannot, maybe I will make a video about it, like showing a bit. I cannot move the camera at the moment because it's stuck here. But yeah, so this is where I've been living now for the past 2 years, just here in Bali. So yeah, I just kind of wanted to create this video to talk a bit about what the journey might look like for someone that didn't know anything about casino affiliate marketing and all of a sudden they kind of get an interest for it. So I'm not saying that it's the fastest process ever. You can maybe not get super rich in 2 months, and you cannot make maybe 10K a month after maybe a month or 3 months. But for me, I mean, it has been a very sustainable way to make money, and I think this is, I mean, my main income. It has been my career. I think it can be anyone's career because I know so many people that has been in this industry for so long. And honestly, when I started, it hasn't really changed that much. The method I'm using is like kind of still the same. And it has been working, like this method I'm using, or like, you know, the comparison website thing, sending players to casinos and stuff. If you're new to the channel, I have a lot of overview videos that you can go and watch. I actually have a lot of videos on my YouTube channel by now, and it's like kind of hyper focused on casino affiliate marketing, which it seems like no one else is doing here on YouTube. So I'm kind of happy having kind of that exclusivity. So yeah, if you are on the sidelines and you feel like this is something for you, I think maybe it's time to maybe take the leap and start learning. Obviously, you can learn this without joining a community, because I did that, and it's probably a lot of you that are way smarter than I am. So it's possible, but I think it might take a lot longer. I think for me, if I had a course and a community, I think I would probably advance a bit faster than I did. But yeah, if you haven't subscribed, you can also subscribe, because there's going to be another video coming out in maybe a couple of days. Let's see. But yeah, have an amazing Saturday. I see you soon. Bye bye.